Welcome to the Rebuts, where everyday opinions are rebutted, and you, the listener, decide the winner.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris Thomas Lenzer. Today I'm joined by none other than
Craig Kurtzgessner.
And together we are
The Rebuts.
Today we're getting our first season preview for the Hendrix College Athletic Department. We are interviewing none other than Matt Kern. Coach Kern, I don't know how to address you properly yet.
Matt, I prefer Matt.
All right, Matt. Matt's fine with me. So
it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Everyone's already familiar with your beautiful intro voice, so they get a little taste of that. Now they get the full package.
I was very proud to be asked to record the intro for your podcast.
No, you're our most consistent guest. You're on just as much as we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, we'll just jump right into it. We're just going to ask you some questions, get your take on everything, and then we'll give it out to the world and see who cares about Hendrix soccer.
Here we go.
Because I know a lot of people do. First thing, you're going into year number 4.
Right.
What led you to Hendrix?
Well, I was familiar with Hendrix. My very first job coaching college soccer was at Swanee in the same league, and so we had made several trips here. And as I was trying to decide where my next landing spot would be, I had gotten a phone call from a colleague of mine encouraging me to look into it. And when I had been to Hendrix, it was in the mid to late 90s. And Hendrix had a great academic reputation at that time, like it still does today, but the facilities were night and day. And so when I came to visit for my interview, it was an easy decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I can attest to that too. I've been around for a while, and I stuck around, so it's a pretty good school.
Yeah. Another question for you. What are some of your personal goals? Could be related to coaching, could just be in your life. What are some personal goals that you have not related to your team this year?
Sure. Well, for me, I'm a big believer in kind of balance, kind of a spirit, mind, body component. After having coached college soccer, this is my 29th year, and I've coached at a variety of levels: Division III, Division II, and Division I. And I'm a firm believer the Division III experience allows both the student athletes and the coaches at that level to have proper life-work balance. And so I've been able to find that here at Hendrix and absolutely love it.
I can attest to that. That's one of the big reasons I love this job and why I do it myself. Do you have any strong personal coaching philosophies? Like, do you have something that you ingrain in all your players that if there was one overarching thing that you want to ride home to them?
Sure. Well, I'm a believer in terms of soccer. I believe it's a player's game. Basketball and football, as much as I like them, oftentimes they're coach-driven. There's timeouts and there's organized plays, and soccer is very free-flowing. And so we kind of think about it where, my time as the head coach and our staff's time is during the week, and then once the game begins, that's really the players' time. We make some changes at halftime and a couple substitutions, but it's very free-flowing. In terms of general philosophies, I'm a big believer in accountability. I'm a big believer in, one of our mantras this year is show me, don't tell me. And so, what are you doing, not what are you saying? And I believe the game should be fun. I want the guys to work hard on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and I want them to express themselves. And then finally, kind of the final piece of the puzzle in terms of coaching philosophy, the best players and the best teams have strong personalities. Not necessarily they all have to be extremely verbal, but they have to be very confident, competitive, and brave.
I like that. We might steal some of that.
Yeah, most definitely. Is that all you have to ask, Craig?
Yeah, for now.
All right. So with that being said, how about we get into kind of the nuts and the bolts of this upcoming season? Starting things off, let's take a look at your non-conference schedule, because I did a little bit of research coming into this.
I appreciate that.
And it looks like you guys have 8 non-conference matches, and that there's a variety in level of competition, I think. And well, they're all good teams, but Webster and UT Dallas seem to be 2 that stand out. Basically what I'm trying to ask is, what are your expectations leading into the conference season for you guys, and kind of using some of those matches as tune-ups and trying to hit the ground running, I guess?
Yeah, I think we have 7 conference games, and I think then a total of 10 non-conference for 17 regular season games.
Mm-hmm.
And of those 10 non-conference games, I think 3 of them have had history in the NCAA tournament in the last couple years.
Yeah.
Like Webster's one of those teams. think UT Dallas is one of those teams, and then Hardin Simmons, who will be coming in this weekend. We play on Sunday. The other 6 or 7 teams are teams that have been kind of where we've been, and still kind of growing and building, and so we feel like that's the proper balance. If the schedule is lopsided in terms of every team is super competitive or every team is just getting going, that's not going to be beneficial. So you want to find that right balance when you test yourself against a variety of opponents.
And I can see that I wrote down the records from the last seasons for a lot of these teams, and it looks like you said there's a good balance between these 14-4 programs and also like a 2-14
Exactly.
center, which I think we're trying to implement that as well with our scheduling. And we do have some tough matches, of course, and that's going to, of course, help our players in different aspects. But also the not easier ones, but matches where we could maybe pull out a win and get some good experience knowing how to play with a lead or play with kind of that winning edge.
Yeah, one of the coaches I look up to, he always told me to try to make a schedule that was 25% guaranteed losses, 25% guaranteed wins, and then 50% coin flips. That's where your season makes a break.
And I would say that's good advice. I had been given the advice early in my career. Recruiting is the most important thing to the lifeblood of a college athletic program, but the second most important thing is scheduling.
Okay.
And in terms of making sure that the competition is helping you go in the direction that you need to be going that year. And what works one year may not work the next year. So you have to make sure you're mindful of it each season.
No, that's quality. All right, and let's get in with the players here. So you've got a pretty big squad this year.
We do.
From what I see. How many guys do you have with seniors?
We have 9 seniors this year.
Okay.
Yep.
And pretty good experience from what I've seen. Some guys have played quite a few.
We do, yeah.
games.
Josh Robbins kind of leads that pack, and so he's played as a central defender for us the last 3 years, and we're actually planning to play him in the midfield this year.
Okay.
And so we'll see how that goes. Charlie Terry has worked his way into the rotation. He's an athletic, wide player. He can also play up front. Really, really good work ethic. And then Safin Atwall is kind of put himself in position. Again, he's a very athletic player, a little raw technically, but has really developed in the year that he's been with us.
No, that's great. And that's awesome to hear because I know Safin and Charlie didn't start playing soccer coming into Hendrix, but I think
we recruited them while they were on campus. And they were friends with some of the guys on the team, and we go to elite tournaments, we go to small tournaments, we go to big high schools, we go to small high schools. We will look anywhere for players.
Man, that's awesome. That's great to hear. And I guess on the flip side of that, your freshman class. How many freshmen are you bringing in? You see any potential with those guys?
Yeah, we have 10. We have 10 freshmen. And so they've made an impact in preseason. Again, it's only been 9 days.
Right.
And so the verdict is still out on them. There's certainly some talent technically. The majority of them are very, very fit. And so we're just trying to bring them along at the right pace to be able to contribute when they can, but then also not throw them to the wolves.
And I think there's kind of a physical gap between playing high school soccer and then jumping into college. Jumping from 18 years old to playing against 22-year-olds.
Exactly.
That's not an easy kind of transition from high school to college. But I guess kind of work them in and see where they can pick up. But that's all I got. Craig, anything else you want to ask Coach Kern?
I just think it's an exciting time. Obviously, we are relatively new ourselves, but we can see that you guys have had growth throughout your 3 years here, and we expect big things in year 4, so we're excited for this year. I was just wanting to know, do you have any parting words for the Hendrix family as a whole, the Warriors supporters, or even maybe just your soccer family out there? Whoever you want to give a shout out to right now, this is your opportunity. Hopefully they'll be listening.
Right. Well, I've just been really impressed with the Hendrix community as a whole. The faculty and the staff are very supportive of one another, and also the students, the community at large, generally has been very, very supportive of the athletic teams. And even if you can just make it out to a match or two and cheer for somebody that's in your class or somebody you've seen in the dining hall, that goes a long way to having those student athletes feel appreciated and kind of creating that family atmosphere that I know all the programs here at Hendrix try to do internally with their individual programs and making the athletic department part of the whole campus community.
No, that's true.
That's actually one of our reasons for doing this is we want the athletic community to feel connected. So people that haven't been to a soccer match, maybe they don't know your players. Well, hopefully what we can do is keep them updated if they've missed a game, so that next game they go to, they'll already feel like they're a little bit part of it because they can keep up with what's going on.
And I think there's, to speak to that, there's a sense of, sometimes we're comfortable in our niche, and we want to be around people who are just like us. And we encourage our guys. We want them to enjoy each other off the field and be close friends, but we also want them to have friends who are on other athletic teams, and we want them to have friends who are non-athletes. And so they're kind of engrossing themselves into the Hendrix experience.
That well-versed, like a liberal arts lifestyle almost,
Very much so.
being a part of
My first couple months on the job here, I was having a lunch in the dining hall, and somebody told me that I was sitting on the wrong side of the dining hall, and I told them that I'm 49 years old and I can sit wherever I want in the dining hall.
Yeah.
At the time, I was 49.
That's awesome.
Well, all right, Coach. Well, we really appreciate you coming in. And guys, there's a match Friday night at 6 p.m. at the field out there.
6 p.m. Central Time.
Yes, Central Time. So you can tune in online. I'm sure Keith will have some streams going, or even better if you came in person. It'd be great. I know I'll be there. So, well, thanks, Coach, and we'll hope to hear from you guys soon. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Peace.